At this time, I call the May meeting of the County Commission to order. I'm going to ask Commissioner Cooper Clyde, if he will, introduce our pastor to give our invocation. After the invocation, if you remain standing, Commissioner Clyde, you will lead the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
All right, sir. I'd like to introduce the Lincoln County residents, as some of you already know, Brother Wes Gardner. He's associate pastor at County. He leads our music there also, and choreography. How you say that? When you arrange things? No, that's not it. No, anyway, he does a lot of things and all that. The only problem with him is kin to the Holloways, which makes him kin to Robbie Seaboy. But anyway, we're glad to have you, Wes, and appreciate if you lead us.
Would you pray with me? Gracious and loving and good and all-wise God, as we come before you before these hearings, Father, we pause to acknowledge your presence with us. We pause to acknowledge that you are our ultimate authority in life. And Father, we give you thanks for the great history of this county, for men and women who have gone before. Lord, many of us have a great heritage of family members here, some of whom served in this capacity. And Father, they did us a great service. And so, Father, we stand on the shoulders of their faithfulness, of their vision, of their steadfastness. And so, Father, as this group of representatives takes the baton and begins to lead this county, Father, you are the giver of everything that's good. Lord, would you give them good and great ideas? And would you give them wisdom? Father, your word says that if we lack it, we should ask you and you give it. We pray that you give them wisdom for decisions that are to be made. And Father, we thank you for the beauty of this county and how your creation and how your design is evidenced in all that we see. And Lord, would you help us just to be mindful of that and be mindful of your presence in our lives. And Lord, as we make decisions, as they make decisions for this county, for its citizenry, Father, would you help them to be wise and good and helpful and be all that we can be for this community, for the children that come before us, for this state, and for your glory. Lord, we commit this time to you, and we ask that you would bless it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a good crowd here tonight. Normally, we don't have this big a crowd unless somebody's mad at the commissioners. So tonight, I don't think that anybody in here is too mad with us. We have the wife and family of all of our dear friend Richard Goolsby. With us tonight, Senator Lee Anderson. Back several months ago when the Georgia Senate was in session, called and wanted to do this for the family. And I offered him this place tonight to make this happen. He is with us, and at this time, I will turn this part of the meeting over to Senator Anderson. If you will, you can go to that podium.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, and we're glad to have you, Senator.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight, or this evening. I come to you with a sad, broken heart to having to do this, but at the same time, we need to recognize a great man that loved this county. He loved Lincoln County. He was a man that knew it was greater to give than to receive. A man that gave back to this county tenfold. A man that knew how to cook some good food. Touched many lives with a good meal. Had good conversations. Built relationships. This resolution that I have, I was also had the honor to be able to be, I'm the chairman of state and local government. And when you do a local resolution, it goes through my committee. So I was able to be the chairman of the committee that presented this in committee. Also, it went in front of the whole Senate. All 56 senators voted in favor of this resolution. It's signed by the president of the pro tem of the Senate. It's also signed by the secretary of the Senate. And it's also signed by myself and also the lieutenant governor. But at this time, I'm going to ask the sheriff, the Reverend Sheriff, what else are you? To come forward. I wanted him to be part of it because I know that he's close to the family also. I'm going to let the sheriff come and read the resolution. And this is the least I could do for this great family. Thank you.
In the true spirit of Richard Goolsby, humor needs to be involved in this at some point. I spent 38 years in the 3rd grade, and I never got to the 4th. Lee Anderson married a teacher, and he doesn't know how to read. That's why I'm having to do this. Georgia Senate, a resolution honoring the life and memory of Richard Goolsby and for other purposes. Whereas the state of Georgia mourns the loss of one of its most distinguished citizens in the passing of Richard Goolsby. And whereas Richard Goolsby was born on March 24, 1953, a beloved son of Clifford and Doris Wilkinson Goolsby, and whereas Richard diligently and conscientiously devoted innumerable hours of his time, talent, and energy toward the betterment of his community and state, as evidenced by his extensive career in the medical profession. Whereas he served with distinction as an emergency medical technician, as the kidney transplant team coordinator at the Medical College of Georgia, and as a physician's assistant in orthopedics and family medicine. Whereas, following his well-earned retirement from medicine, he pursued his passion and opened Goolsby's Restaurants, LLC, in the Lincolnton and Augusta areas, where he was known for consistently delivering high-quality food and hospitable, gracious service. And whereas he was united in love and marriage to his wife, Carol Ann Goolsby, and was blessed with 2 remarkable children, Carol and Wilkinson, as well as 4 wonderful grandchildren, Carrington, Lennox, Emery, and Everly. And whereas he gave inspiration to many through his high ideals, morals, and deep concern for his fellow citizens, and the devotion, patience, and understanding he demonstrated to his family and friends were admired by others. And whereas Richard was a person of magnanimous strength with an unimpeachable reputation for integrity, intelligence, fairness, kindness, and by his example he made in his life, he made this world a better place in which to live. And whereas a compassionate and generous man, Richard Goolsby will long be remembered for his love of family, friendship, and community, and will be missed by all who had the great fortune of knowing him. Now therefore be it resolved by the Senate that the members of this body join in honoring the life and memory of Richard Goolsby and express their deepest and most sincere regret at his passing. Be it further resolved that the Secretary of the Senate is authorized and directed to make an appropriate copy of this resolution available for distribution to the family of Richard Goolsby. Senate Resolution 301, adopted by the Senate March 23, 2021. Carol Ann, would you and your family come and stand right here for the Senator to make the presentation?
Wilkes, tell Megan to come back in if she can. Y'all can get a picture of that. That's Richard's uncle on the wall there, Kenneth Goolsby. So you can have Kenneth behind you.
Let's get him behind.
Come on in and just get where you want to.
All the Goolsby family, on behalf of the state of Georgia, on behalf of the Senate, I'm more than giving you this, but it's my pleasure to be able to do this for y'all. And a dear friend of mine had many meals with him. We couldn't just go in there and eat and not talk. We had to talk about something. So we had many discussions, and he let me know what I need to do, what I'm sitting here. But he dearly loved all of y'all. He loved his family and he loved this county. And here it is, a resolution. This is a picture of the Senate chambers where we preside. It's yours. Thank you.
Kara, if you, Kara or Wilkes or Nancy want to speak, y'all welcome, right? That's. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And y'all know you're welcome to stay, but you don't want to, so if you want to leave, take this time now to leave.
Y'all have a nice week.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nancy, it's good to see you.
Quite as much room as we've been having. It doesn't seem that way, does it?
Okay, we had agenda item number 5, approval of the minutes of the previous meetings held during the month of April. I trust that you have read the minutes, and I ask for a motion that the minutes be approved.
So moved.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Tankersley, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. And the motion is carried. Item 6 is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion that we approve the agenda as printed?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Item number 7, departmental reports. 7A is the Office of Emergency Services. Director Broom is not here, but I think, is anybody here representing him? I'm sorry. You have your report in your packet. Director Broom has been sick, I think, most of the week. He's down in his back, and he asked not to be excused tonight, so that's why he's not here. If you have any questions, feel free to call him. 7B is the Recreation Department. Director Glaze is not here, but I think he sent Ms. Willingham, which is a lot better than him being here anyway. If you would, come to the podium. Good to have you with us.
Good evening. As you know, I'm filling in for Director Glaze due to his absence today. I know you have been presented the commissioner notes from the Recreation Department. At this time, I'd just like to ask, do you have any questions or concerns?
Any questions to Ms. Willing?
Mr. Chairman, I have one question.
Commissioner Collins.
On the Lincoln County Recreation Department and Family Connection, they're going to begin a summer program. What's that going to consist of?
It's going to consist of the students, once they're out of school this summer, it's going to consist of the ages from, I think, 8-year-old first graders all the way up to 8th graders, if I'm not mistaken. And what is going to be a summer camp that's going to be involving using the facility there at the Recreation Center, which is the gym, and the playground area. And they're going to, I don't know exactly what the actual schedule of the curriculum, how that's going to play about yet. They're still doing the planning of the daily activities for the children, but they're going to use the facility that we have, as far as there will be like breaking up into age group classrooms and that nature, and also rental of one of the fields we have there for their PE portion of the day. And that's pretty much all that I have right at the moment, but that is in process of getting a full agenda.
Thank you. One more question, if I might. I see the Little League ends June the 4th.
Yes, sir.
Are there no plans for baseball during the summer?
No, not that I'm aware of, other than Director Glaze and I of trying to get a adult softball league or a co-ed. And so far we hadn't really got a whole lot of feedback from participants, but we have heard that but they have a deadline as of May the 29th, but May the 31st is what we have posted. But of course that's a holiday, but hopefully by May the 29th we'll find out if we have much interest or participation for that particular league that we're trying to do for the summer. But as far as baseball, no sir, not at this time.
I just asked that because I don't think they have for years.
No.
And I remember playing baseball with Moses as boys. We played all summer. I've never understood why we don't play all summer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you say you played with Moses' boys?
Yes, I did. I played second base for Moses.
I'm glad to know that. Also, Commissioner Collins, on the summer program between the Rec Department and Family Connection, I also think Faith Community Church is a part of that. Is that correct? They'll be using some of the facilities out at the Rec Department, and is that correct? And
yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. The Family Connections is applying for a DHS after school program grant. I think 2018 was the last year that we had it, and so Lincoln County as well as Faith Community Church are providing facilities for the in-kind match for that grant. And so it's both there's both a summer component as well as I believe 84 days of in school after once the next school year starts.
okay, any other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Director Dockery, I can hear real good when Director Dawson was speaking through this handicapped accessible stuff y'all got here where I can hear. I don't hear it over here though. I don't hear it over there. Now I could probably get by. I don't work on it, but I don't hear that one as well. Okay, item 7C, the Finance Department, Director Dawes.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, you have my printed report. I'll see if there's any questions on that, then I have one other item I'd like to bring before the board.
Any questions directed also on the financial report? Director Dawes.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we have finally received information on and I'm going to try to say the entire thing, the coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds. The American Rescue Act is a little easier to say. We finally received our information on that. The county's allocation is $1,538,561. We'll receive that in 2 tranches or 2 different payments, as they say. We'll hopefully get one this month and another one will be next month. There's 151-page Federal Register rules on how they can spend it, so the chairman and I will be working through that over the next couple of weeks to figure out what the actual rules are, what we can spend those, and bring that back to you. But we have started that process, and we have requested our funds.
Any questions? Thank you. 7D is Public Works Department, Director Seymour.
Chairman, members of the board, you have my written reports. I don't have anything to add to those other than to point out one of the reports that I have included this month in your packet, and that is what I started doing at the end of last year, which is all new residential permits issued in the county by district. I included addresses for you to look at. And one of the reasons I started back doing this is we're having pretty much a record-breaking year starting off this year. We're already, if you'll look, already at 24 new residential homes permitted in Lincoln County in the first 3 months of this year. And last month we had 12 alone. So last month was the largest month since I've been here over the 18 years that we have issued single-family dwelling permits in this county. So I wanted to provide that with you, to you, so you could look at it. And I know some discussion last year was putting addresses on there, so if you wanted to go see what they were, you would know. So, and I did break it down by district, so you can see, you know, where the growth is in each district. And I see Commissioner Klatz claiming the #1 spot. So, anyway, that's all I had to add, unless you have some questions.
Any comments, questions, Director Seymour?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Clyde.
I was going to ask, between the two of you, how do we compare with the surrounding, not counting Columbia County, with Wilkes, McDuffie, Warren?
I have not checked up to this point, but even last year when we did 38, we were well above most of those, with the exception, I think, of McDuffie County was a little higher than us last year. But years previous, we had been issuing more than them. So I'm not sure. I know that McDuffie County has gotten some growth with some subdivisions and other things, but I would suspect that we're probably as high as anybody in our direct area, except for Columbia County.
Thanks, sir.
Any other questions? If not, thank you. Well, I get it in a minute. Agenda item 8 is the recognition of county employees. I'll ask Ms. Peggy Carew. Just step up here a minute, please. I told Peggy Friday was her last day with the county, and she's been here 14 years. And pretty good at bringing me a little something to eat occasionally. She likes to bake. Come on here, I'll bite you. But I told her, I said, you leave us after I finally got where I liked you. Peggy has done a great job. She's had to step in on 2 different occasions to keep the finance office going. And I know this is not a lot, Peggy, but we do, all of us. The whole county government appreciates everything you've done. for Lincoln County, but we have a little plaque for you that says, presented to Peggy Caruth in sincere appreciation for your 14 years of committed and dedicated service to the Finance Department for the Lincoln County Board of Commissioners. June 25th, 2007, May the 7th, 2021.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, she's ready. Let me get it. Where's she going? You know? This next gentleman was here in 2017 when I came back. And when I heard back when I was out of office that the Development Authority had hired John Stone, I think I just smiled all over. John, you've been a tremendous asset to Lincoln County. And we know that you are not leaving. You're going fishing and doing a few things, and you're still on call. I understand that we'll probably be having to call you. If you would, come on up. Miss Deborah, you can come with him if you want to. Okay. But John, you have done an excellent job. You've led this county during some troubling times, and you've done some things that was creative that never had been done here before. And we just appreciate you. And as I told Peggy, this is we ordered you a Rolex watch, but it was cash.
I already got a time it.
But I want to read this on behalf of the commissioners. Presented to John Stone in recognition and appreciation for your dedicated service and vision as Executive Director of the Lincoln County Development Authority, March 31st, 2015, April 30th, 2021.
Thank you, Walter.
You want to say something?
I'll hold this to under 30 minutes. I don't want to take up the whole meeting. Just 2 seconds. I want to thank all the commissioners for your support over the years. In every project I ever brought to the commission, our Board of Commissioners supported it. And that makes a huge difference when you're trying to recruit folks from out of the county. We've got some new folks coming in over the remainder of this month that I know my replacement, Josh Coble, will be handling them to maybe have some additional economic development in the county, and I know you all will be supportive of that too. But that's the key, is to have this county united with the Board of Commissioners, with the City Council, with the Development Authority, with the Chamber, all on the same board. And each one of you really needs the county's recognition for your role in making that happen. So back to you. Thank you all for doing a wonderful job of economic development. And I will be hanging around for a while.
John, I told you on the phone the other day, I missed your retirement supper the other night. I had planned before that, I had about 20 people to fish fry at my house, and I think Sherry called you, didn't she, Miss Deborah, and told you I wouldn't? Wow. Thank you again. John, Miss Deborah, you know you're welcome to stay. I understand if you want to leave, the same to you, Peggy. You're welcome to stay, or you're welcome to leave. Don't forget where we are, though, and bring some of those good pastries by occasion. Thank you. Okay, we'll move right on to the agenda item 9. We're in a public hearing. Is there a motion that we go into our public hearing?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, and the motion's carried, and we are now in a public hearing. I'll turn it over to Director Seymour.
Yes, sir. On May the 10th, 2021, the Planning Commission heard the following request. The applicant is Melanie Dorn for AT&T. It's map 61 parcel 020 on Ashmore Barden Road, consisting of 35.57 acres, currently zoned A3, which is lakefront agricultural. The request is to apply for a special use to construct a 310-foot self-supporting communication tower for the purpose of having an AT&T antenna on it. My planning commission heard the request and recommend to this board approval unanimously. There was no opposition at all on this request, Chairman.
Okay, you've heard the request from the director from the Planning and Zoning Commission, favorable recommending to the commission that we accept this special use request. Is there a motion?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion? Chair hears none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Looks to me that we have a 4-to-1 vote. Commissioner Tanksley, I think, is abstaining from the vote.
That's correct.
So let the record show that Commissioner Tanksley abstained from the vote for personal reasons, and he owns the property this is going on his wife. He is abstaining on the vote.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I did do something a little bit wrong, though, and I just realized it before you leave, Ms. Dorn. Is there anybody here that we might have to retract this vote. Is there anybody here that wants to speak in favor of this zoning request? Is there anybody here that wants to speak against this zoning request? Thank you, that made it a lot simpler for me. I understand you live in the great state of Maine, is that right? That's beautiful country up through there in the New England states. I hope while you were here the last 3 days that you found some more spots to put some towers on where we can get coverage all across the county. Thank you, Ms. Dorn. You're welcome to leave too. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir. On May the 10th, the Planning Commission also heard the following request from Mr. Tim Brown, Brown's Property LLC, which is map 12, parcel 008, better known as 67 Elberton Highway, consisting of 112.95 acres, currently zoned R2. He has asked for rezoning from R2 to A1 to allow for farming pursuits and an accessory structure. This piece of property borders R2 and A1, and we feel like this piece of property was thrown into R2 by mistake back in '03 when the county was completely rezoned. And so with 112.95 acres, we feel that this property is better suited for A1, and like I said, he's bordered on one side by A1, the other side by A2, R2, so it could fall in either category. It's not spot zoning. And my board recommended approval to A1 unanimously with no opposition.
Okay, you heard the request from the Planning Commission. Is Mr. Brown here?
No, sir.
Was Mr. Brown at your meeting Monday night?
He was not.
Have you heard from Mr. Brown?
I have not.
Does he still want this to go through?
To my knowledge, he does. He didn't withdraw.
I have talked to him.
It appears to me he's not interested enough to come to either one of the meetings. I don't know what I want. I've never had this to happen. Do what, Commissioner Henderson?
I have talked to him. I talked to him yesterday, actually.
Does he still wants this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I think you need to let people know that they need to be at least at this one when you got it on a public hearing. If they not, then I think we need to make a practice of denying it until postponing it till a later meeting. They're normally here.
Yes, sir.
Is there anybody here that would like to speak in favor of this zoning request? Is there anyone here that would like to speak against it? If not, is there a motion that we accept the recommendation from the Planning Commission in favor?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Tankersley. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known, saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Director Seymour.
Yes, sir. The Planning Commission also heard on May the 10th the request from the applicant of Adriana Wimbush, which is map 47A, parcel 008, which is better known as 1119 Curry Circle, consisting of 0.76 acres, currently zoned R3. The special use request was to apply to operate a learning center. Adriana has applied to the commission for a learning center to provide early education to 6 children before they enter pre-K. The learning center will be an accessory building on the property, and I think you've got pictures of that. This was also recommended approval unanimously by my board with no opposition at the Planning Commission.
Okay, I think Ms. Wimbush is with us. Ms. Wimbush, are you here? Would you like to come speak to the commission? Come to the podium, please, ma'am. And smile real good. You're on camera up there.
I guess greetings to the board. Just here to, I'm hoping that this learning center go through, hoping that it brings a positive impact to the community, as well as the whole county within itself. I've been kind of working on this for a while and hoping that I see it through.
Okay. Is there anyone here that wants to speak in favor of this zoning request? There. Yes, ma'am. Come to the podium, state your name and where you live, or your address.
My name is Teresa Wimbush. I live at 1033 Curry Circle, Lincoln, Georgia. And the favor that I would like to give for this recommendation for this facility and the uses for the kids' education, it will be open further of abroad than our community. It's open, but she can only receive at this time without the certain qualifications of legal. It's only 6 students, but once we get the building and get the access to the students, reach out to the public more when we get approved of it, then, you know, we can go abroad with a bigger expansion. But right now, we're just only using the facility to educate the smaller kids. We don't have a head start. Well, she is using, not me. I'm just speaking on her behalf. She's the educator. I just like to back up the idea that, you know, somebody's stepping up to the podium because we don't have a 3-year program now in the county that they can get some kind of hands-on tools with the fundamental before entering into the public school system.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hold on. Is it anybody here wanting to speak against the zoning request? Anybody wants to speak against it? If not, is there a motion that we accept the request from the Planning Commission?
I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman.
That's second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion?
I have one question.
Commissioner Clyde.
Is the building heated and cooled by chance?
It is, yes.
Okay, I just worried about during the
Yeah, it's got cool electric and heating area, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Ms. Wimbush, you have fulfilled your dream. We wish for you the most very best success in your endeavors in educating these children. Maybe they can grow up to be commissioners or governors or senators or presidents or something. Thank you. And y'all are welcome to leave or you're welcome to stay, whichever you want to do. So I motion that we exit our public hearing.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Tankersley, second by Commissioner Henderson. In discussion on the motion to come out of our public hearing. There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item number 10, Director Seymour.
Yes, sir. This was a item that was discussed in the work session last week, but it's a change to the ordinance 34-314, which is maintenance of improvements for major subdivisions, which is in our land development ordinance. And there's some verbiage that we have changed and added. Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you'd like Mr. Jackson to read this, or...
I think it's short enough, Mr. Jackson. If you would, just go ahead and read this one.
Yes, sir. It is stated on section 34-314, maintenance of improvements. The developer shall be required to maintain all required public improvements on the individual subdivided lots until acceptance of the improvements by the Board of Commissioners. If there are any certificates of occupancy issued on a street and the street is not dedicated to the county may effect emergency repairs and charge those costs to the developer. Following the acceptance of the dedication of any public improvement by the county, the Board of Commissioners may, in its sole discretion, require the subdivider to maintain the improvement for a period of 1 year from the date of acceptance. However, under no circumstance shall the Board of Commissioners accept any road or street until at least 25% of all lots have been issued a certificate of occupancy for a residential dwelling.
Okay, this will be considered the first reading. We have to read it again and vote on it next month. Director Seymour, what I'd like to ask you to do, though, is to be sure that you and Director Dockery get this on the county's website.
Yes, sir.
So it will be there in case anybody wants to read it over the next month before we actually take a vote on it. Any comments from the commission? Moving right along. Item number 11 is the CSRA Probation Services Contract. This was discussed at our work session last week. Judge Hinsley has executed and updated the contract, and he has requested that the county commission place it on the agenda for approval as required by Georgia law. This is no cost to the county, but we have to have a contract, and the county commissioners has to approve any contract with the county. So what I'm doing, I know you're familiar with it, I'm just simply asking for a motion that gives me the authority to sign the contract on behalf of Lincoln County. Say a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion is carried. Item number 12 is also discussed at the work session. Director Blunt is here to present this to the commission.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I presented y'all with 3 quotes for the, I don't want to call it a carport, I want to call it an activity shed, to be built at the Lincoln Center, behind the Lincoln Center, for use for the seniors. And I received 2 funding from the CSRA Economic Opportunity Authority and CSRA Regional Commission that will go towards this activity shed, if y'all would approve one.
Okay, what I think we had discussed is that we would take the bid of Thurman Lake Outdoors in the amount of $7,608.
Motion.
Yes, sir. We had a, I know it was 7481.20. Okay. Clerk McKellar, you want to explain the difference there? It's about $120 difference.
Yes, sir. The difference from the work session is that the quote in front of us has a 10% discount down. And we did not take that in consideration when we talked about the dollars. The actual total price is $7,608. And then you would pay the 10% down from that.
All right.
But that is still without the sales tax, or without the 10% down, is the $7,608.
What'd you say about the sales tax? I can't hear much of nothing.
The total cost, taking off the sales tax he has on here and the 10% down, is the $7,608.
Okay.
And then her other cost was the concrete.
Yeah. So that's what we would be paying Thurman Outdoor, right?
Yes, sir.
Then we have a cost of $4,400 in concrete work, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So the total of this is $12,008. I think we agreed to approve, it's all in a grant program, but I think we approved up to $15,000 in case something ran over, is that correct? So I guess the motion would be, that we purchase it from Thurman Lake Outdoors for the $7,608 up to $4,400 for concrete. You got that price? $4,450. Y'all keep going up on it.
No, you keep trying to come down.
Now we're at $12,058.
That's correct.
Not to exceed $15,000. Okay, I think we understand. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, that's going to exceed, isn't it? If we got 12,008 for the building and 4,450 for the concrete? 7,000.
Total for the concrete in the building, 12,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay, thank you, I just want to make sure, I made the motion. Mr. Chairman.
Okay, $12,558, not to exceed $15,000. Motion by Commissioner Clyde, is there a second?
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Second by Commissioner Collins, any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion is carried. Thank you, and tell Bobby good luck to him. Okay, 13 is a Verizon Tower space lease. Director Broom is not here, so I'm assuming the clerk is going to take this. Every bit of this was discussed last week at the work session, so I don't think it's a whole lot left to be done, other than the fact that, go ahead.
Yes, sir, he presented the lease contract with Verizon. It'll be a $36,000 annual contract to begin on August 1st of 2021, if they sign it. They'll be constructing an antenna on one of the existing towers. And he's asking approval for you to sign the contract and present it to Verizon.
Okay. The contract we asked you to sign is for a tower to be placed on, an antenna placed on the county's tower at Grays Mountain. It's a 5-year lease. They will pay us $36,000 per year.
Yes, sir.
For the next 5 years, whatever that adds up to. I think we got that written down somewhere. After 5 years, it can be renewed, or it will terminate, and it has language in it that either party can terminate it, however we have to, whatever it says we have to do. But we discussed this at length. The county attorney looked over, and he recommended it last week at the work session. So what I'm asking is a motion that gives me the authority, and I guess the clerk, to sign the agreement with the company to put the tower on our tower, the antenna on our tower at the mountain. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Collins, second by Commissioner Tankersley. Any discussion on the motion?
This deal right here is just a proposal that we're willing to let them do that. They have officially got to accept it before it formally happens.
That's right. And if it comes through, I think they write us our first check, and they write it annually, so it's $36,000, I think, in August. They'll write us the next one.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item number 14 is Value Concept Incorporated Management Fee. This is called the Cooper Bill. Clerk McKellar.
Yes, sir, this is an agreement for them to oversee the construction of the equipment on the tower. It will cost $22.50 total for them to oversee the management
Okay.
of the engineering for the,
Okay, this was, construction maintenance fee of $2,250. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm right. Okay, is there a motion that authorizes us to pay the $2,250 to Value Concept Incorporated?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
I'll second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Henderson, second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Collins.
Value concepts, are they the same? I'm getting confused here about what happened at our work session.
Commissioner Collins,
Is value concept also dealing with Verizon on the other things?
my understanding of this is that Value Concept, which is Mr. Buddy Robinson, he is a consultant, and he goes and he finds for multiple companies, not just Verizon, antenna space that they can put their antennas on. He found this, and then he does work for us to make sure that they are putting the antenna on our, the antenna on our tower is not causing any problems to the county's stuff. So yes, he's a consultant that he found this tower, took it to them. So he'll get a consulting fee from Verizon, and then we pay him $2,200 to be sure that they're not interrupting or messing up any of the county's equipment. Now, am I telling this right?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay. It's no different than what we did a couple of years ago when Mr. Goldman had his. The same thing happened there. He found the tower. Mr. Goldman did the same thing for him, and I think did we pay him on that?
Not on Mr. Goldman's, but,
Come to the thing.
when when Southern Company put an antenna on
That's right.
ours at the mountain, he was the negotiator in that deal as well, yes, sir.
I've heard so much about it, I got confused myself.
Yes.
He did. So there's nothing any different than what we have done in the past.
I have a question.
Oh, Commissioner Henderson, I'm sorry.
This is contingent on the contract that we just approved, correct?
That's correct.
If something happens and Verizon doesn't sign that contract, then we don't do that.
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
I have a quick question.
Commissioner
Mr. Chairman.
Clyde.
He presents a record to us showing everything's approved and signs off on it.
Correct. So Verizon has an engineering firm that has already drawn up the schematics on how this is to be placed on our antenna. And so Mr. Robinson makes sure that they install it as directed by their engineering firm, and he provides us with pictures and with red line CDs if they veer off from the original plan. So yes, he will document everything. It's basically an inspection portion of it is what happens. Same thing we do with water lines and other things. We have it inspected in pictures and how things are put together. That way we know. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor of the motion, let me know, saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item number 615, Grays Mountain Tower Light Repair. Clerk McKellar, you prepared for this?
yes, sir.
I figured you was. All right, let her rip.
Director Broom presented 2 quotes to the commission at the work session. He was recommending that we go with Yeah, Goolsby Communications for the replacement of lights. The strobe light on the top of one of the towers at the mountain. The quote is at $8,923.69, and there's an additional charge of $5,000 to take those existing ones down and to remove the old red light and side markers and install strobe and side markers instead.
Okay, this was talked about a good bit the other day too. We would be paying Goolsby Communications the $13,923.69. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And then the other one, I guess, over here with Hewlett Packard or whatever, it's not Hewlett Packard, but it's Huey Phillips. That would be a separate vote because that's a separate fee, or do we pay it all to the one person?
We pay Goolsby Communications and they get the equipment from Huey Phillips.
Who pays Huey Phillips?
Goolsby Communications.
All right. Is 13,923, is that the total amount, or we got to add the 8,923 to that?
That's the total amount. It's the
Oh, the 13 is the total?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I guess what we need a motion for then, and what we have is we got 2 antennas on Grays Mountain. And people rent tower space from us, just like Verizon hopefully is fixing to do, but we got one of the towers up there that's got to have some work done on it, and the strobe light is not even working on it. It's my understanding. So we're having to put a new, well, it wasn't a strobe light. We're putting new lights on top of that tower is what we're doing on it.
Correct.
LEDs.
LED lights.
Yes, on the original tower that was up there.
Okay. Okay, we asked a lot of questions when Director Broom was here last week, so I guess we're asking for approval to pay Goolsby Communications $13,923.69 for work on the tower at Grays Mountain. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion, Chairman Holmes.
Is there a second?
I second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Tankersley, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion?
Just one comment, Mr.
Commissioner Collins.
I wouldn't climb that tower for $113,000.
All in favor of the motion, let me know by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion carried. Now, what we hoping to do is to take this $36,000 and be able to use it to pay for this $13,900 to get the other one done. If not, we didn't budget for this other one, we would have had to go on into the contingency fund to pay this $13,900. So I hope it all works out. Item 16 is the on-solve code red alert system. That comes under Director Broom also, so I guess you handling that too.
I'll do my best. This is an unsolved invoice. It is a contract we have for our code red alert system. This invoice is for $43,092. Previously, Director Broom had gotten grants to cover that cost, but those grants are no longer available. He did present documentation that from 2016 to the 4th of this month, they sent out 654,250 alerts. Of those, there were emergency alerts, general alerts, as well as weather warning alerts. He is asking approval to pay for this in order to keep our code red system going.
Okay, we did a good bit of talking with him about this too. This is, as she said, it started off like a lot of things the government does. They give you the money, then they take it away from you. And we get stuck holding the bag. But I think in the work session, we came to the agreement that we thought it was worth it because of it's a free service to anybody that will call and get on it and go to your landline or your mobile phone. But you have to call out to the EMS office to get, or your office. EMS or your office, you fill out the paperwork to get it?
Communications.
Okay, you do it out at
Yeah, the communications office, 911 center.
So if you want to subscribe to it, you can do it online. I saw it on the website there. You go to the 911 center to subscribe. Okay. And then she just said, I don't want to repeat it for too long, but just in the emergency phone calls that alerted however many people across the county is on it is, we got that number somewhere. But it's 371,368 calls went out just on the emergency part alone, so. And it's used for other things. If we have like an Amber Alert, it can be used. We've used it when people were, when it was a burglary on the loose in the Salem community, and you can target a community or you can target it countywide. We close a road for various different reasons. We use it to notify the people in that area that the road will be closed at such and such a date or whatever. So it's used for a lot of things. So I think we have agreed the other day that we would pay this out of contingency in the general administration of $43,092. I'm pretty sure Casey told me we could pay it annually, so it'd be like an $8,600 annual payment over the next
5 years.
5 years. Is there a motion? I knew I couldn't hear. This thing's not working.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
We got a motion by Commissioner Henderson. Is it a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Collins. Any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chairman, may I ask a question real quick?
Commissioner Clyde.
This hadn't really got anything to do with that. Did we purchase some of those signs, flashing signs that you can put message boards type thing? Have we gotten those?
Yes.
We have?
Yes.
Saying lane closed or whatever, boys, watch out, whatever it's gonna be. I just thought about that in conjunction.
Yeah, we got it. We used it at Gillibo Road, I know, when we closed Gillibo Road. All in favor of the motion, let it be known saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item 17 is a resolution and agreement to amend the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia 457B plan. Clerk McKellar.
Yes, sir. I had questioned Greg Geese with ACCG Retirement Services in regards to our application for employees who want to pay into their retirement. There's 2 options on there, but we currently only offer one to our employees. So to offer the second one, which is a post-tax deduction, we'd need to assign this resolution and then adopt the amendment to offer the Roth retirement as well as the regular retirement.
Okay, you heard it from the clerk. Is there a motion that gives me and her the authority to sign this with the Association of County Commissioners on the deferred compensation plan?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Tanker, second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? Chair is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item 18, Board Appointments, Planning and Zoning, Commissioner Henderson.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make the motion that we reappoint Ms. Lachlan Ellis to the Planning and Zoning.
You have a motion to appoint Ms. Lachlan Ellis back to the Planning Commission. Is there a second?
A second, Mr. Chairman.
And we have a second by Commissioner Clyde. Any discussion on the motion? She will represent District 1 on the Planning Commission. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign, motion's carried. Item 18B, Library Board, Commissioner Clyde.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I'd like to make the motion that we appoint Ms. Kay Light to that position. She works for our school system. She, by the way, was born in Elbert County and raised there, and actually worked for the Board of Education in Elbert County. But now she's ours, and her husband's also Dr. Light, who's our superintendent of schools. So I'd like to make that motion, please.
Okay, you got a motion to appoint Ms. Kay Light to the library. Is that an unexpired term or is it a full term?
It's
a partial term.
Partial term, right. Fulfilled.
Mrs. Clyde is stepping down.
Oh, so let the motion reflect that it is she is being appointed to fill the unexpired term. Ms. Clyde, so I don't know how much longer she's got, but we need to keep that record straight.
2024.
2024.
Can I get a second?
Nope. Not yet.
Okay.
You got one if you want.
Got a motion by Commissioner Clyde, second by Commissioner Tankers. Any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion's carried. Is there a motion that we adjourn?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Now, second.
I'll second that, Joker.
Motion by Commissioner Tankers, second by Commissioner Clyde. Is there any discussion on the motion? There is none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried, and we stand adjourned.